dolphins. So today we're going to rebalance the body, a series of stretches and then immediate counter poses, and see if we can kind of right our ship. So this is a good one in the mornings to start your idea of balance and rebalancing the body for the day, or maybe serving as more of an antidote to doing a little bit too much work or a bit too much of something and being outside of our heads a little bit. So we're bringing it back, all back together, our breath and body and awareness. Take it easy when you need to, take rest when in doubt, look after yourselves as always. We're going to stay quite steady, quite low to the ground today, so just go at your own pace. So I'm going to take a little shift of the hips side to side. You might in fact use a cushion under your bum if this isn't comfortable. Hands rested to the knees, crown lengthening up and away from the shoulders, and just find some space. Within that space, your breath might deepen. So if you haven't already, we're going to close the eyes. Pay attention to what your body has to say to you today. Is there somewhere that you're keeping tension? Maybe there's a grip of one hand or both, or maybe the shoulders and the ears need a little bit of time apart. But maybe our face muscles could also release any habitual expressions that are trapped in there from concentrating or from our night's sleep. So if you can, imagine the muscles softening and smoothing out all the way through the face, through the shoulders down, a softening at the heart space, and through the arms to your knees. As you feel your weight on the ground, on the pelvis bones, start to imagine your breath inhaling and then exhaling to ground you. We're going to take 3 more breaths, inhaling for a small rise and exhaling to ground yourself. Start to think your way down into your left hand on your left knee, and start to grip that left knee, giving it a squeeze. Feel the warmth, the energy that transfers through the forearm, upper arm, and into the shoulder. Breathing deeply in, and then a nice soft exhale as you bring your mind through your right arm, so the other side, through the shoulder, down through to the forearm, and the palm as it turns face up. So right palm face up, left palm face down and squeezing. Try to feel the different energies on either side of the body. Really surrender the fingertips of the right palm and hand. Breathe in, breathe out. Take one last inhale here. And as we exhale, empty your breath and release your squeezing hand, turning that palm face up. Right palm face down. Inhaling, start to squeeze that right palm to the right knee. Squeeze the fingers, feel the warmth of that yang energy coming through our active arm. And the coolness, the softness and the tingling through our surrendering arm. Keep squeezing through our squeezing hand. Keep keep letting the fingertips curl through our surrendering. Last inhale. And exhale from the mouth. And release both palms to face up. So we're letting the fingertips curl on both hands. And just feel softness across the entire chest, through both arms. And really, really let go of any effort through the face and palms. Start to tip your chin towards your chest. Find the length through the back of the neck. And we're just going to visit your left shoulder with your left ear. And then roll your nose center. And then find and visit your right shoulder with your right ear. Do that a couple more times and just let your breath pair up with your movement. When you're ready, let your nose come centered again and lift that chin. Take a breath in, look towards the sky, stick out the tongue, breathe out, lion's breath. Let's bring the knees up. Take your feet to hips distance apart. We're going to take your fingertips facing forwards but your hands behind you. You've got male. So we're going to take both knees over towards your left side. And then center. And then over towards the other side. And center. And we need to take just a few more. Just allow yourself to let go of your attachment to your computer for a minute. Just feel what the body is saying to you about this twist today. So maybe your back's going to be quite relieved, maybe your bum's pretty happy with this massage along the glutes. So the next time that your knees tumble over towards your right side, we're going to come and sit up. So one foot is tucking into the knee. As we inhale, we're going to look towards that right thigh and imagine your chest is going to use that as a little beam to lie across. So we're going to lift the belly slightly and then exhale, come and frame your right knee with the hands. Leaning forwards, you might feel comfortable rising, coming to the forearms or arms all the way out. Don't worry if you're not in the mood to fully fold, especially if you've recently eaten a big meal. This is a gentle version of pigeon. Take 2 more breaths, and as you find your settled sort of version of your pose for yourself, just close the eyes, breathe a little deeper, and imagine scrolling back the left glute a little bit, so you're stretching that glute a little more. Finding a little bit of an opposite for the hips, we're going to lift the chest and start to bring your right arm up and fingertips facing away from you. They're going to land behind you. We're either going to rise your left arm just out of the hip and find a little lean, or if your back is feeling strong and your hips feel strong, we're coming off the hips, relying on the wrist for a little strength and the palm as we lift the hips. You'll feel that piriformis stretch, the thigh, the belly. Breathe into that space and then exhale, we're going to come down to the tailbone. Inhale, we're going to come back up with both knees. Rock to the other side. One foot is tucked into the knee. So it's a bit of a stagger. And you use this left thigh as a little bit of a pillow to lie down on. So we're going to frame that with both hands. Lift through the heart so that we're folding from the hinge of the hips. You can keep yourself raised. Find the forearms or stretch out. Taking 3 breaths to kind of pull the tailbone gently back, feeling your right glute stretch. Inhaling, start to bring yourself up. So we're going to take your left hand up and behind you, fingertips facing away. And we're going to just lift out of your right hip with your right hand. Feel free to lean, just find some lift. Or option to come off the hip bones and stretch into that hip muscle, the belly, the thigh. Exhaling, come back down whenever you're ready. Inhaling, bring the knees up. We're going to cross the feet underneath us. Come back towards your cat's pose. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Inhale to really take that cat arch so the tailbone sticks out, the heart is forwards. Shoulders are rolling down the back slightly, energetic knuckles. As we exhale, we're going to roll chin to chest. Find that round space at the back of the heart. Tip the head down soft. Inhaling, belly, chest, chin. Exhaling, all the way from shoulders, mid-back, low back. And then take a couple more in your own time. Level spine, inhale. Tuck the toes, use all the muscles through the hands to push the ground away, lift the knees and stretch those hamstrings through down dog. Let's pedal it out so that we're not feeling too rigid. And we can kind of equalize a little shift between the hips, across the hamstrings, the calves. And make sure your head is maybe quite soft between the arms, so maybe give yourself a little no shake and a little yes nod. And then open up the shoulder blades slightly, push the ground away, make sure the elbows are active. Inhale. Start to walk your hands towards your feet, coming to the only standing pose. So feet in line with your hips, lifting and landing every toe. Exhale to bend the knees a little, fold, drop the head. Inhale, slide your hands to your shins, press your crown forwards. So you're creating a flat back that you could serve dinner on. And then exhale, refold. We're going to do that one more time. Inhale, hands to the shins, flat back, crown presses forwards. Exhale, refold. This time, let your hands and your head dangle. We're going to stand into the feet, press down and start to roll each vertebrae. Until you reach the top, head and neck and nose, the last things to align. Really feel the texture of your mat under your feet. Close your eyes, give your hands a little shake. Feel the weight of your hands either side of you. So you might be eyes closed here, really just feeling standing pose. Taking a breath in and a breath out. Last big breath. And step your right foot in a nice big step towards the front of your mat. And you might be just wider than the hips, or you might be quite wide. Feet are in line with the top and bottom of your mat. Got energy through the hips and knees. So we're going to inhale, bring your arms out, swim the chest open. Interlace those fingers behind you. Or indeed, take hands to elbows if that's not quite right for you. You could try one and then come to the other if it's not working. We're going to squeeze the chest forward, squeeze the shoulders together here, inhale. And then exhale, we're going to bend from the hinge of your hips, strengthening the legs and the torso forwards as you find your fold. If this is a bit much, you can always bend the knees as you're coming down. Take a squat. Maybe release the hands early if there's tightness through the neck. Last breath. Exhale, release your hands. Give your head a little shake. And then we're just going to pat the hands towards your right foot. So we're looking towards our device. And we're just going to bend the left knee to land. So we're going to push into your front foot to rise the arms either side of your face. And as we exhale, we're going to sit forwards a little bit into your right knee. Now if you need to, we're shuffling that right foot a little further forward to get stability or to let the knees feel more supported. We don't have to come too far into stretch here. We could be coming part of the way. As we exhale, start to move out of stretch, so push back into the front knee. And exhale, we're going to rest your right elbow on your right thigh. As we inhale, we're just going to come back into stretch and just bring your left arm behind you, looking slightly towards that direction. Just feel a slightly different space in the hips open. As we inhale, we're going to rise that left arm. Feel the stretch all the way through that side of the body and land that just inside your right foot. Tucking your back toes to lift the back knee on lunge. If you are happy to twist today, we're taking your right arm into the air and wrapping that around the back of the waist for 3, 2, keep strengthening both legs. Feel your breath expand on the thigh here, last time. Inhale to reach your right arm up. Frame your front foot, step to the back of the mat. Exhale, child's pose. One hand on top of the other and elbows wide here. So we have a nice little cushion for our head to rest on. Your knees might be a little bit widened here so we can rock into those hip muscles side to side. Take another deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. And then start to bring yourself up. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, knees under the hips, finding your down dog. Press the ground away. And we're going to really expand the shoulder blades. You're always wrapping out the upper arms. As your thigh bones lift up and back, soften your heels. So here, rather than pedaling, let's take a lift onto the tiptoes, energize the balls of the feet. And with your exhale, find opposition in your legs. Your tailbone lifts as the heels travel down. So we've got 2 directions. One more time, inhale to the tiptoes. Exhale, heels travel down as the hips rise up. And keep that energy going as we turn our head to look underneath your right armpit. Breathe, bring the head center. Exhale, turn your head to look underneath the left armpit. Breathe, bring the head center. We're going to come down towards the knees here. And just catch your left foot to step it forwards. So we're finding, again, a kind of right angle stack for the knees, the hips. Framing our face with the arms. Exhale to move into as much of a bend of the front knee, as much of a psoas stretch as you prefer. You might need to shuffle your foot forward so it frames up with your knee more as you bend in. Shoulders are down from the ears even though the fingertips are rising. Make sure you're breathing deeply here. Ask yourself how it feels to be on this side, stretching that right psoas. Exhaling, we're pushing back to come level and taking your hands to your left thigh. So bring that left elbow to the left thigh. As we inhale, we're coming back into bend and just scrolling your right arm behind you. So you feel how the hips just shift slightly open. Inhale, we're going to reach your right arm up. Feel the length through the side of your body as we land that right hand inside your left foot. Tucking your right toes, let's bring the knee away from the ground, stretch it and strengthen the legs. So you're pushing the heel out behind you, the crown forwards. As we inhale, take simple twists, left fingertips up, and then maybe behind you to wrap. You'll feel your breath expand, lungs on the thigh. It's nice to have those two together to really feel that. One more breath. Inhale to unravel. Left fingertips, frame up left foot, step back and find your child's pose. One hand on top of the other, elbow tips wide. You might take just one more breath there before we start to release the hands and bring yourself all the way down to your belly. It doesn't matter how you get there. You might try to slide your hands forward, bend your elbows and come all the way down to the ground. Or just find your way there however you want. So I'm going to shift the hips a little bit side to side. Bring your toes untucked, a little bit wider than your hips. And really try to feel the connection with your hips on the ground. As we exhale, we're going to press into your hands, fingertips underneath your shoulders. As we inhale, we're going to lift the chest and try to feel your hip weight as you lift either part of the way or into a deeper cobra, as you prefer. Exhaling, coming down. When you're ready, we're going to take just one more lift. Bring your feet back together. So we've got a bit more of a squeeze between your thighs. We're going to take your hands behind you and catch a beach ball over your bum. So your hands face inwards over your bum. As we inhale, we're taking up the chest, the arms, the feet, the crown's pressing forwards as the feet press back, and we're squeezing. 3 breaths. Keep your eyes slightly down so your neck is long. Inhale, exhale to release. Hands underneath your shoulders, lift your chest and come all the way back to your child's pose. Inhale, we're going to move forwards just enough to cross the feet underneath us. Come to your sit bones again. And find your crossed legs. You might take a little shift of the hips side to side. Taking your left hand outside your left hip bone. Plant the fingertips down, plant the palm down. Inhale, we're going to rise through side stretch using that right arm. Lift, lift, lift. And then exhale, stretch your side. And just imagine how this kind of more closed up space on your left side craves the same. And push into that left palm and give it what it wants. Rebalance, exhale. Inhale, one more time on each. Exhale. Inhale, last time. Exhale. Inhale, come all the way up and level. Take your arms wide. We're going to take your right elbow in a little bend in front. We're going to take your left arm under that elbow to catch your shoulders with both hands. Let your head slightly point down. So you've got some round space through your shoulder blades. Option to wrap into eagle arms. Taking the palm of your right hand with your left fingertip. If that doesn't feel quite right, come back to the shoulders, taking 2 breaths more, tall through the tailbone. Unravel the arms, take that wide, and we're going to take your left elbow in a little bend in front. Bring your right arm underneath, catch your shoulders. Feel what's opening, what's closing, so you feel the back and the front of the heart space. Inhaling, maybe wrapping into the arms or stay where you were on the shoulders. 2 more breaths. camel. So we're going to take the backs of the hands behind you to clip your waist and cross over. So you've got this little squeeze of the waist. Just see if you can lift your chest a little more, feel a stretch on the inner arms. On our next exhale, just melt your arms forwards and find a little forwards fold on crossed legs. Exhale to drop your head. Inhale, rising up, taking hold of the knees, stepping them to hips distance apart and making sure that you have some space available behind you to come down. I'm going to switch the core on and gently find your strength, rolling each vertebrae down towards the ground. As you reach the ground, we're going to separate the arms in line with the shoulders, nice and open through the chest. Take your knees up towards your chest. You can give them a squeeze if you need to, if your lower back needs to settle. And then open the arms and let both knees rock over towards your left side. So you're creating a little lightning bolt on the ground. Might be looking towards our right hand or towards the ceiling. Inhale, start to bring the knees up, center, and rock them towards your right side. Maybe looking towards the ceiling or back towards your left hand. Feel that little twist in the body, ever so gentle. Inhale, start to bring yourself up, center. Give both shins a squeeze, flex the heels. I'm going to let your hands relax to your sides and just stretch the legs into the air. Taking first a rotation on the feet, wriggling the toes so there's air moving between them. And then just kind of let the knees and the feet just dangle in the air. So you're stretching up, but you're not reaching through the heels. And we're just going to take a little shake. So I want you to just wobble your feet and then through the calves, through the knees and thighs and into our butts. And just take a couple of breaths here to empty out anything that we want to sort of let go, any tension from the legs. Take another breath in and a breath out, and then one more time, getting extra wobbly here. Stretch the legs into the air, inhale, exhale, we're going to land. And feel a little echo of that shaking movement, a little ripple of energy through the legs, carrying up towards the chest and arms and up to the crown. Settle the eyes gently closed, and we'll just take a few nice long moments of breath here together to almost seal in that peaceful feeling, seal in our practice. So let yourself feel really nice and weighted on the ground, effortless. And I'm going to mute for a moment so you can get into your own space. So very slowly and gently, let's start to bring our awareness back to our body. Imagine it as something really nice and light that we can feel land at the chest. And spread out through every muscle, all the way down to the toes, all the way out to the fingertips, all the way up to the crown. Complete and breathing. As we breathe in, try to feel the tingle of those muscles and energy channels. As we breathe out, feel anything heavy or stuck just be released. As we breathe in, invite in energy, feel the tingle of your body. As we breathe out, imagine unsticking anything stuck. I'm going to take one more big breath in. And big release of breath. Let's wriggle the fingers and the toes. Start to walk your knees up towards your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Now we're going to fold on down to your left side. Slowly, very slowly, make your way up to find cross legs. Shift your hips level, roll your shoulders. And settle that, bringing the palms together towards the third eye point for a circle of your thumb knuckles there. And imagine almost kind of waking up or shining up that point of the body, making us more aware of our intentions, our intuitions. Big breath in. And prayer to chest to bow. Namaste. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you had or are about to have or are having a lovely Monday. I look forward to seeing you soon at a live class, and keep the peaceful feeling a little longer today. You could come back to your savasana if you have time. Namaste. Thank you.